Right now, let's go live to City Hall where Councilor Josh Matlow is speaking right now. This is in regards to the TTC budget.
The needs of our transit riders when it comes to safety, affordability, service, and frankly, reliability. A lot of people are really concerned every day that they're not going to be able to get to work or school on time because they don't know if they're going to get delayed, and we need to fix that.
In the weeks ahead, as the city mulls its big picture spending plan, is there a way that council can do anything to address the concerns that you're raising here about the funding model and the sustainability moving forward?
I think it's important that we, whether you call it a new deal or a better arrangement, we can't just say that the new deal is now the be-all and end-all of conversations with the provincial government. This province doesn't fund transit adequately. This province does not, like it used to many years ago, provide a sustainable, predictable, and reliable amount of money for operating transit in Ontario's capital city that not only serves Torontonians, but people from throughout the GTHA. So that's something that we need to make very clear to Premier Ford, who seems a lot busier running for Governor of Canada right now than actually focusing on the priorities of this province.
Real inside baseball, but your motion to have the budget go 10 days ahead, can you explain why you put that forward and just why you think people should care about the transparency issue like that?
The TTC budget was published for commissioners and the public on Tuesday, and on Friday we're voting on it. That's absurd. The public should have an opportunity with a reasonable amount of time, I believe at least 2 weeks, to be able to understand what this budget is, to be able to form their opinions and then let us know if we're doing a good enough job, if they want more of something or less of something else. And commissioners should have an opportunity to actually read the budget itself so that we know what we're voting on. 3 days is not acceptable, and that's why I moved the motion.
Councilor, I want to ask about property tax. Obviously, last year it was a big story, 9.5%. What are your constituents telling you about what they're kind of worried about and waiting for this time around? Because we're hearing it's going to be another big one.
What I think most Torontonians want from their city government is excellent service. They want to make sure that the city is functioning well and meeting their needs. So I think most people understand that there will have to be a property tax increase. Will it be as much as it was last year? I highly doubt it. And I think a lot of people understand that with the cost of living being very difficult for many Torontonians, that it can't be some outlandish number. But I think most Torontonians also recognize that it can't be suffocated to a level that then lends to a result where things are breaking, roads aren't getting fixed, parks aren't being maintained. People want the services that they expect.
What's an outlandish number then in your mind?
Well, that's subjective.
What's it for you?
I'd be making that up. I mean, an outlandish number would be, 100%. The reality is, I would expect that there will be a property tax increase that will address a lot of the service needs that we have, but I'd be surprised if it was as high as it was last year. We'll find out. That'll be the mayor's choice.
Council, this morning, Jamal Myers summarized the budget saying that people will look back and think that this is the year that the TTC got its groove back and that people are going to get a good ROI, even though it'll take time. Is he right to have that kind of optimism?
I think the chair is right to be optimistic about this budget because I think it's a solid budget for the limited financial means that we have. I wouldn't characterize the TTC as having its groove back. I think it's too early to say that because if you talk to the average TTC rider, they're not satisfied with the TTC yet. Most people who take the subway in the morning are telling me that they don't know if they can rely on the TTC to get to school or work on time. There are people who still feel unsafe in the system. There is a lot of maintenance, state of good repair that needs to be addressed. And ultimately, people want to keep the TTC affordable and even more affordable than it is today. So I think there's work to be done. I'm optimistic that we have great staff who are working on it. But until we get real funding from the federal and the provincial government to both maintain and operate the system, I think it's too early to say mission accomplished.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Movie reference people even know anymore.
Okay, so we were just listening to Councilor Josh Matlow. This is after the TTC budget meeting. A $2.8 billion spending plan, $1.38 billion that the city would be on the hook for. Councilor Matlow clearly not happy with that, expressing his displeasure.